The Christian in Complete Armour by William Gurnall. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 18. Chapter 16. The last cause of wandering thoughts in prayer and its remedy. These wandering thoughts are occasioned by the Christian's non-observancy in his heart in the act of prayer. Let him be at never so much pains before duty, that if he does not watch narrowly in the duty itself, his heart will leave it and run into 1,000 vanities. The mind of man is a nimble creature, one moment in heaven and the next on earth. Like Philip, who being joined to the eunuch's chariot, on a sudden was carried out of his sight and found at Azotus, A-Z-O-T-U-S, a place far distant. Thus our hearts are soon gone away from the duty and taking a journey to the furthest part of the world in our wild imagination. Yet, which is worse, sometimes the mind is off and gadding, but the Christian goes on with his lip labor, and takes no notice that his thoughts are gone astray. So Moses and Mary are gone a day's journey before they miss their child. Thus the Christian loses his heart and duty, and goes on with a careless familiarity, that sometimes the prayer is almost done before he observes his spirit hath not borne him company all the way, who, had he, at the first stepping aside of his thoughts, been aware, might have recovered and rescued them out of the hands of those vanities which stole them, as David and his wives and children, from the Amalekites, without any great trouble or loss. Therefore keep thy heart with all diligency, observe whether it's done its parts in the duty, as you do with your children, so you had need with your mind. Haply they wait on you into church, but if not awed by your eye, they are gone and play all the sermon time, to prevent which you set them before you, that you may see their behavior. If thou doest thus pray, observing and watching thy thoughts, thou wouldest find more composure in thy spirit than thou doest. Nay, do not only observe thy thoughts in duty, but call them to a review after duty. Many go from prayer like boys from school, who think no more of their lesson till they return. They leave praying in all thoughts how they have behaved themselves in prayer together. If thou neglectest to take an account of thyself, consider that thou must give an account of thy negligence to God himself, who will have the full hearing thereof. He sets not any about a work of which he means not to take cognizance how it was done, and were it not better than the audit should be in thy more private court, that thou to give up thy account at this dreadful tribune? Resolve therefore to commune with thy heart upon this point, and the sooner thou goest about it, the better it is likely to be done, because then the circumstances of the action will be fresh in thy memory. Go not then out of thy closet till thou hast examined thy heart, and if thy thoughts in prayer shall be found to have been in any measure entire, thy affections warm and lively, matter of joy will arise to thee, and thanksgiving to God that thou hast escaped the hands of so many freebooters that lay wait for thee. But take heed thou applaud not thyself for thine own care and circumspection. Alas, thou wert not thine own keeper. He that lent his ear to thy prayer gave thee thy heart to pray, and also kept it in duty. Say rather with David, what am I that I should be able to offer so willingly? If thy heart has played the truant, take shame, and thou be not put to shame before the Lord. O blessed to think thou shouldest be so unfaithful to God in thy own soul, yea, so foolish as to run up and down on every idle errand which Satan sends thee, and neglect thy own work of so great importancy. The spouse's complaint may fit thy mouth. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own I have not kept. He is so unwise who, being sent to the market to provide food, is drawn by every idle companion to spend time and money in vain, and comes home without bread for the hungry family. O Christian, was not thy errand to the throne of grace to get new supply from heaven for thy poor soul? And does it not grieve thee to think that now thy soul must pinch for the playing away thy praying time and talent? Yea, that thou hast been injurious to God by taking his name in vain, Thy hand and voice were lifted up to heaven, as if thou meant to pray. But like him who said he would go into the vineyard and did not, thou hast turned a contrary way, and set thy thoughts to work in another field. Will not this affect thy heart? And this affliction of thy spirit will be a sovereign means to excite thy care for the future. The faults which are unobserved are also uncorrected in the scholar's exercise, and so not likely to be amended in the next. Wandering thoughts and prayer are like vagrants. The best way to rid the country of the one and the heart of the other is to give both the law, the lash, End of chapter 16.